Okay, cool. We're rolling. Excellent. The first take, though. We'll see how many takes I can do. Hopefully just one, right? Okay. So, what I wanted to, so I have, of course, weekends off. So, I figured that, today would be like an off day for me, kind of just to relax and whatnot. Not really go out. Just kind of relax, as I just said. It's going great. Might be another take. But, yeah, no, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about, whoever watches this, I just wanted to give you an update on all of my animals, how they are all doing, and basically the future, I guess, of keeping animals, because the last month or so I've been kind of going through like this, I guess this cycle of like, do I have too many? Do I, is this stressing me out? Is this like all of these things that kind of come with having, several animals and being by yourself, or living by yourself. So, yeah, so let's start off with, again, this is off the top. I can't stop flexing that enough. See if this is an actual flex though. But, if I get through this. So let's start off with an OG, Gerty. So I've had Gerty since, Gerty's my bearded dragon. So I have 4 bearded dragons, 3 ball pythons currently, a Eurymastix, a crested gecko, and a Rex rabbit. Okay, so that's what I have currently, and I think I said currently for ball pythons. It's because I'm getting another one. It is kind of addiction, but that's another thing that, as I was saying before, the last month has been kind of like trying to find what I want to do with my animals. Well, not like in the sense of like rehoming them at all, but just like kind of projects I want to get into regarding like breeding. I know in the previous video I said, I wasn't really going to look into breeding at all with ball pythons and whatnot, but it's just like, I've wanted to do this for a while, I'm not doing it for the money. Like, I'm not doing it for the money. I make a decent amount where I work. Again, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna drop my job and pursue this full time. Like, no, I have bills to pay. I have car payments. I have animals to feed. It's like I can't do that. So, with that said, yeah. So going back to Gerty, Gerty, I've had her since September of 2019. So, a couple months it'll be what is it? Yeah, a couple months it'll be 2 years, and she's been through a lot with me. Like just kind of on this like road of just she's seen me through like the last 2 years or so with. So basically, what I'm trying to get to is you can't really pick favorites with pets, but you can. Gerty is like my number one. Because she's always, I don't know, it just kind of, it's a bond, not necessarily between her, like in her perspective, but just mine. Like, she means a lot to me. So, And you get that with almost any animal, right? Especially reptiles. Like, reptiles can't really show affection, but it's just basically how the owner sees it, right? And builds meaning from them. Or meaning and, like, contentment, I guess, from them. But Gertman's doing pretty well. I don't know how old she is. I think she's like maybe 5 or 6, so she's got another couple of years. She has metabolic bone disease. She didn't get it from me. Previous owners gave it to her, and so I got her from Craigslist, which you shouldn't really get bearded dragons from, or any reptile, unless we know that they're reputable. Can't say that word. Reputable. But yeah, I mean, she enjoys her worms. You know, I have, you know, she's getting more and more into eating salads and whatnot, collard greens, you know, mustard greens, kale in moderation, in moderation, blueberries. I try to switch up their diet, especially with their salads. You know, once a week or so, I'll give them like a blueberry or two, because it's sweet and it mixes it up. And yeah, so Gertie's doing pretty well. You know, I'm looking forward to having her for the next couple of years or so. And she's brought a lot of happiness into my life, and so I'm very thankful for that, I guess. They all have brought happiness into my life. I don't want to just single her for it. It's all my animals. Turbo's my dude. He's up there too. Turbo I've had since June. Yeah, June of 2020, or last year. I got him from Pet Supply. He does show a little bit of signs of metabolic bone disease. Again, previous care. He was an adult at the Pet Supply, so I'm guessing that they just the previous owners gave it to the Pet Supply, and they're like, we can't do this or something, and so he was there. So I picked him up because I was like, I can't. It was playing in my heart. Couldn't see, you know, him go through that. So he was like $150. But I think he's a citrate, but he has like blue bars on his back too when he is, what's the word, fired up. I think that's for like geckos. But when he has a lot of heat exposure or he's warm, he has like these purple blue bar patterns on the back. It's really cool. But he's doing good. You know, he's just hanging out with me. I try to get them out at least twice a week or so, just because of my work schedule and there's other things I have in my life. You know, I wish I could handle them more, but sometimes you lose this kind of this thing of wanting to do that. You know, handle them. That's a lot of animals you'll be handling, and so that becomes, you know, a big thing in deciding on whether or not when to handle them, if you should handle them, and everything. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. Okay. Yeah, he really likes blueberries. I think he prefers them over worms, but again, I don't give him. It's in moderation, very limited moderation, with blueberries or any type of fruit, because sugar's not the greatest for them. Kind of see it as like alcohol, almost, of like You have it on occasion. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, he goes crazy over blueberries. He's probably like 4 years old. I'd say 3 to 4. So, I got several years with him. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to Jupiter. I'm going to try to go through these. Jupiter, he's been a slow grower. I got him middle or end of June as well. Yeah, I got him in the middle or end of June, or maybe it was July. It was one of them. But I got him, and he's been a slow grower. He's almost, I think, almost 15 months. He maybe has like 2 or 3 more months before he comes in, but he looks kind of small. And some bearded dragons, they kind of will max out anywhere between like 16 to, like 15 to get up to like Capone size, which is 24 inches. So it's just like genetics and stuff. He's a hypo translucent red. He's fully red, which is kind of cool. Yeah, but he's been doing good. He's been pounding superworms. He's been eating his salads, everything. He's very feisty, in the sense that when I have him out and whatnot, if he doesn't see the dragon, he'll still bob his head. So that's always a thing with him. Despite him still being kind of small, he has a very dominant attitude and stuff. And it's quite the opposite with Capone, which I'll jump into now. Capone, I've had him since August 1st. I got him of last year, and he's been pretty good. He's a hypo trans leatherback. He's 24 inches on the dot, which is really cool. Yeah, so he's a big boy. He's hefty too. I feed them about. I feed the adults, my adults, 1 to 2 times a week. I will feed them superworms or dubia roaches, and then come around every single day, just about, or every other day. I'll feed them, depending on it. I'll feed them collard greens or give them a salad, and so yeah. So that's kind of how my diet goes. It helps save with superworms and bugs and whatnot, because as adults they don't need that many bugs, but they do need veggies and whatnot. And it makes the poop smell kind of decent or more tolerable to the nostrils, I guess. Because when they have bugs, it gets very nasty. So he's very submissive. There's a couple times where he's submitted to Gerty, the female. So in the very beginning, when I first got him, I was like, oh, I'm gonna breed him and stuff like that. But then I realized, oh shoot, it's like $1,000, $1,500 just to start up bearded dragon breeding, and then on top of that, I'll have to find another het or a het translucent. Pair them together. It's not. They pop out like 40 to 100 babies per season, so that's a lot of babies. So yeah. Gizmo, he's been doing great. I haven't really held him much, because he kind of just does his own thing. He's more like a display animal. Because regardless of how much I work with him, he's always still very skittish, and that's normal for year mastics. For a year mastix is They're not a bearded dragon. Like they don't have like the where they'll just hang out with you for hours and whatnot. They're not like a bearded dragon. So it's just like he likes to tail whip. I mean, sometimes it does hurt a little bit when he tail whips, especially when it gets you like right here. It's not the yeah, it hurts a little bit, but yeah, overall he's pretty cool. You know, he eats his greens every single time I give it to him, and yeah, he's just basically there, and I'm okay with that. You know, I acknowledge him. I like to think he acknowledges me, other than when he runs into his hide. Yeah, that's a Gizmo for you. I don't think I'm going to change it, and I really don't have like any effort to want to work on handling him more, or handle him to where he becomes very docile, because just in general, I guess as I said, your mastics they're docile, they're very docile, but they're not going to hang out with you like a bearded dragon, as I said. Let's continue with the rack system. I got Suzy. Suzy I got in November 2019. She's been doing great. I had breeding plans for just about all my animals at one point, but I decided if I ever was to get into breeding crested geckos, I would find another female, because I wouldn't want to put her through the stress of having a male crested gecko in her enclosure. Just not. She's very. I say this to like everyone that asks me about her. Suzy is Suzy. Like it's hard to explain. She's complete. She's very feisty. She's feisty, and she just doesn't. Again, it's kind of like the same with Gizmo. I don't really take her out. Like, I'll probably take her out like once every 3 weeks or so. Unless if I'm doing like a cleaning or whatnot, but I'm talking about like handling just for like 5 to 10 minutes. Because they do feel cool. They're very like kind of silky. They're not rough scaled. So it's really cool. Yeah, I got her when she was like this small. Now she's like at least that big. I might take her out tonight. I might do something with her. Yeah, she's about that big now. So like that, just about to. But yeah, it's crazy. Like they're kind of slow growers. Like she takes the occasional superworm, just one superworm, and then she just hangs out. I mean, she likes to stick on on the side of her enclosure where her head's just like downwards, and so she's just like this, facing down on the enclosure, and then she looks like she's very focused on something. Like there's an invisible superworm or something that she's just gonna launch out and just take it from an aerial strike. It's kind of funny, but yeah. So that's her. Now let's go to my ball pythons. Okay, it's already 18 minutes, 19 minutes. Doing good. Aleister just recently went to a shed. So yeah, I fed him. I got the next size rat up for him. So it's the size up from weanlings. So he's almost taken a small rat. I got him in. When did I get him in? Crap. I got him in February, I think. Yeah, I think it was February. February is when I got Aleister. Yeah, so I got him. He was my first ball python. Let me tell you, it's kind of scary when you get your first ball python, even if you had like my first ball python, or my first snake was a corn snake, and it was Gobi. He recently passed away. But yeah, so going from like a corn snake who is very thin to like a girthy ball python, it can get your palms sweating a little bit. You know, after hearing like the horror stories of like, oh, they got like the fangs and they'll latch on, all this like kind of stuff, and it's just like, listen, they don't want to bite you at all, unless if they think you're food. And the way that you make them so don't think that you're food is, don't be hanging out with rats. Okay, don't be playing with rats and then trying to pick them up. Simple. And use tongs too. Use tongs. But Aleister's doing good. Both of them, both Cheddar and Aleister, went to a shed at the very same day. Cheddar just got out of his shed this morning, and then he did his business. So I'm hoping that he'll take a rat tonight, because tonight is when I feed them. So I'm hoping that he'll take one. So we'll see about that. Yeah, but Cheddar and Aleister are both doing great. They're about the same size, which is neat. And so yeah, with that, yeah, I'll show you. So that's what I have them in currently. Just those bin systems. I have them hooked up to a heat mat thermostat. I most likely will get them because right now they have a hide, and then I have a water dish and a paper substrate. Very simple. But it's like, oh, you gotta have enrichment for them and stuff. It's like, listen, I take them out, okay, and they're not snakes that are very active. They much rather like hide than slither around and stuff like that. So at some point I would get maybe cocoa husk and put it in there just to have them. But then again, it's just easier for me to just, when they do their business, just swap out the paper towel, clean it down, go from there. But yeah, doing good. They're probably at least both 500 grams. I think at this point, especially after this, I don't have a gram scale. I should get one, because I do plan on breeding ball pythons in like about 2 years or so. I got to get them to grow up, especially the females. They're ready to breed. Aleister and Cheddar are ready to breed because they're over 500 grams, pretty sure. But yeah, no, it's very. I'm trying to speed this up, but Tacoma, she's my blue-eyed leucistic. She's doing great. She's considerably smaller than them, but she's been on a consistent rat feeding for like the last 2-3 weeks or so. So I'm hoping that she'll take one tonight too. She's on weanling rats, so like the smaller ones I find. I'm gonna try to give her a bigger one today, see how she takes it. But yeah, they're all doing great. And then Tuesday, or this next Wednesday, I'll be getting a normal 100% het hide, because I kind of I have Gobi's enclosure. He had a bin. I have the heat mat and thermostat. I got a new heat mat because I don't really want to use the same heat mat for, yeah, I got a new heat mat coming in. Thermostat's so good. I'm going to grow her up because she's 100% het hide. And then I have Cheddar, who's a banana 100% het hide. So I'm going to just roll the dice and see what I get. But regardless, I would get some bananas that would be 50% het hide. So either way, it's pretty great. Yeah, so I mean that. Then Cashew's been doing great. I know I picked up the pace a lot. Cashew's been doing fantastic. Again, he's more. He just brings like liveliness to the entire place. Just brings liveliness to the entire place. Like I'll show you what he's currently that's what I have him in currently. You know, he has a spot to just free roam around. I'm gonna get him toys and everything when my next paycheck comes around. It'll be Thursday, which is nice. It's nice getting paid. But yeah, he just I think it's like I'm not necessarily too interested on bonding with him because rabbits are kind of the same way. Some of them, or it's like a majority of them aren't really cuddle bugs, but rabbits, because they're prey animals. So I mean, if they get picked up, they think they're dead, and it's like that's like a natural feeling for them. Yeah, I'm hoping that he binkies. He might be doing it. He might do it, but yeah, he's doing great. He's grown a little bit since I got him. He was kind of small when I got him. That was like 3 weeks ago. He's grown a bit, but yeah, he's taking alfalfa hay because he'll be 3 months old, and on the 14th I think he'll be 3 months. So that's kind of cool. Now he's rabbit pellets. I'm gonna start introducing salad to him. See how he takes it. He has cardboard to chews on. I'm waiting for him to get bigger, so then I can open up literally the entire living room, because I'm actually in my living room. So this is my entire living room. Yeah. So that's my entire living room. Very spacious. So I plan on opening that up once he gets bigger, because there's the rack system, and I don't want him getting under the rack system. It's not a great time. But he's a Rex, so he'll get about 8 to 10 pounds. So waiting for that to happen. Got come November or so, December, I'll get him neutered. So yeah, things are going great. Okay. So yeah, so it's been about 27 minutes. I've rambled on for 27 minutes about my animals. I could go much more with talking about them. I take pride in having them. You know, whenever somebody asks me about them, I light up, because they've brought so much joy within the life, for me, since I've had them, and they're great, absolutely great. Sometimes even better than people. So, bold statement. But yeah, so that was pretty much that. You just listened to me ramble on for 28 minutes, just about, 28 right now. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So I hope you guys have a great, absolutely fantastic rest of your weekend or week, whenever you watch this. I'll try to make a video tonight, maybe something fun. I'll think of something. But yeah, it's been great. So things have been great. So yeah, just take care.